Hello, second channel. As you've recognized from the title, this is the second bout of headphone tuning video, and I was so satisfied from the first one. And it's not like, oh, I just can't make decisions. It's that it's Zeos versus engineers. Here's the problem, and it's not a problem. It's kind of like the best problem to fucking have. It's like if Homer made his car. What was it called? Homer's fucking weird car. And they're like, yeah, and then they put it on sale and it wasn't good. Well, I'm having a similar experience. Ooh, yes, you know what? That's probably... So, HarmonicDyne collab. Great. Based on the Athena, which I actually have my original Athena over here. I should whip this thing out just to have a listen to it, because it's been... No, these are also mine. It's been like a while. I've got Athenas somewhere. Those are the Mark IVs. These are the Mark IIs. And these are the new ones they just sent me. So, a real quick summary, in case you missed the last video, which was like an hour and 2 hours long. HarmonicDyne collab, great. Send me a sample. I listened to it. Something's wrong. It's definitely not right. Send me one with more bass. Like, I don't know, I just asked them to do something. They sent me another one, more bass. Barely had any more bass, still sounded fucky. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna fix this. Yanked apart the headphone. It being based off the Athena, which is a semi-open. It means it's got vents all around it. And I pulled it apart, and there's two things you can modify easily, or three things. You could fill the back with foam. You could take the paper off, which I'll start fucking taking these things apart anyway. You can take the paper off the back of the driver, and you can open or close vent holes depending on what you need. So for 2 hours in that video, which is more like 8 hours in real life, that's what I did. I futzed and fucked with the headphone until, like, I tried different foams and it was nothing. Then I had a eureka moment. Tell me I've got a magnet. Oh, I do. Zeos is prepared. Zeos has magnets. Do I have a big thing that a magnet will stick? It almost sticks there. Having a magnet is great to hold your screws. The problem is having a place to stick your magnet. I don't want to stick it on the metal there, because then it's over the ground. I don't like the ground. Don't want to use that. Anything here magnetic? Alright, fuck it. We're just going to put that in a pile right there. Anyway, so, first pair out, first pair back, second pair, asked for more bass, didn't really get it, took it apart, saw how they added more bass by removing part of the paper. Okay, and then I started removing more and more of the paper until I removed like 200 times more, 5,000 times more paper than they removed, and made the bassiest headphones on earth, yet they were still good. They had soundstage, they were doing these weird shit. I had to close one of the ports, was the big eureka moment. For some reason this one, oh, it's gotta be the taped one. Yeah, so this port on top, because there's 7 ports, they sent it to me originally with just the 2 on the bottom closed, and I put a piece of tape over this to close it, and it fixed all the sound problems I had, like all the weird ringing and things. So I was like, great, look at this, I'm a real headphone man. And so, put some more light on for you people, not for me, I could see everything, I'm a bat. So great. I send away, I tell them what I want. Specifically, I have pictures of the fucking headphone. I take pictures, like, you need to close this port, and you gotta add this many holes. And they sent me a headphone, and they went, here, we changed all the driver, so it should be like your tuning. And I went, no, this sounds like shit. Was it just one headphone or 2 did they send me? They might have sent me 2 of that other headphone. And I did the modification. They sent me the headphone with a new, and it was like, no, this is not, no, this is nothing like I want, no. So I said, just do the modifications I asked. Keep in mind, I'm working through Linsol. I'm never talking to HarmonicDyne directly. They probably don't have an English-speaking person to come back and forth, so there's always a middle person. So, yeah, it was Mark 1, Mark 2, which I modified. This is Mark 2. You've labeled them with markers because who gives a shit. Then the Mark 3 showed up, and it was like, no. Then they sent me the Mark 4. The Mark 4 had every single change I wanted changed. They closed the top port. They ripped out the paper in the back. Great. They were still using the driver from the Mark 3. Fucking batteries. I swear to fuck. You see this? You see this? That's a 30-watt Anchor charger on an Anchor fucking power cord looped up to like a springy fucking thing so that I could plug the camera in to my head while I'm working and not have the battery die. It doesn't work unless you plug it in after you start recording, like I just did. If you try to plug it in before you start recording, it locks up the camera. The camera refuses to record. It might even break this. So now the camera's plugged in and we're ready to go and argue. It's not even comfortable anymore. So I'll check to see how that's recording after like 2 minutes. So they sent me the Mark IV, which was the Mark III with all the mods I wanted for the Mark I or II. So now I have a different driver I was dealing with, and it made the treble fucking, like it was actually painful to listen to. Like an abomination of sound. Because they took them, I had to make the tuning for a certain driver. And even though the chassis hadn't changed or the positions hadn't changed, they changed the whole fucking thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then it was bad. So then I literally, the last thing I said to them, this was over a month ago, put the original driver back in with the mods I requested. You've done the mods. I know you could do them. You got to have the driver still, right? So what shows up yesterday? The Mark V and I guess Mark 5 and 6, even though the 5 and 6 are the same, they sent me 2 of it. I pull out of the box. I immediately look. None of the ports are closed. And then I'm like, all right. And during the unboxing, I ripped it open and went, and none of the holes are made. But wait a second. Look how small that driver, that magnet is. Wait, that's not even a blue driver. The one from the original is blue, like blue as fuck blue. Oh God, they changed the driver again. They changed the driver again. I will say, here's the thing. HarmonicDyne isn't exactly a no-name brand that I don't trust. I don't think I've ever sold the HarmonicDyne. Where the fuck is the Elites? Actually, they might be behind me because I may have used them first thing. Elites are somewhere here. HarmonicDyne just doesn't fucking... The Athena was the only headphone that I gave it like a pass for being a semi-open, and no one really does that. It wasn't the greatest headphone, but it was like $120. And I was like, that's pretty fucking great. For $120 to get a semi-open with glass, like an actual glass back that looks cool and is comfy as fuck, I'm not going to shit on HarmonicDyne for that. So what HarmonicDyne did, and I'm going to pull apart one of these to show you my mods, and to verify exactly how different the driver is. The screws should be the same, but I will take the last little screw and hold it for those. These actually sound good. The thing is, they don't sound like my collaboration. Like if this was, hey, Athena 2 just came out, unrelated to any of this shit, and this was what they gave me, I would have a world of praise for it. Because it's got 60% of the low end I wanted. And it's got clarity. And the problem is it doesn't have the soundstage. Yeah, there's the original. 2 things and then a large magnet structure with holes and venting. And there are the 2 cuts in the paper that I did. Now we have very thick looking paper. This is thin paper. I can actually see through it and touch it. This is thick boy paper. We got 4 contact points plus these 2 contact points. A very small magnet in here, and then the inside of it's gold. And the thing is, they sound good. Now, because I have 2, that boobs are 3. I drew inside this one. Now, because I have 2 fucking identical units, one of them is on the burn-in rig, and there's the Mark I. So I have the Mark I, the Mark II, the Mark V, and the Mark VI. I'm going to take one of them, and I'm just going to poke a hole. Just a little hole in the paper, which is extra thick, which means if I go to push it, it's like, and it's going to go right through the driver, which means I failed. So I'm going to be real fucking careful with this. This is actually getting, it's like spring loading it like back up against my head. But it's fine when I'm doing a review, but I'm like staring down. So my goal now is to modify these. The vents, I could play with the vents on that unit, because that I could just take blue tack or gray tack and stuff it on the top ports. Like here, you can see the tape I put in this, because I'm like, well, this port's got to be closed, so I just put a piece of tape in it. Just put a piece of tape in it. One of the other problems with the 3, one of the other problems with the 4, which was the different driver modified with all my changes, is they replaced this top pit with a metal plate. So the little side ones are metal plates, and that's fine. When you put a giant metal plate in there, Like, I don't know if that was hurting the ringing, but I took the one apart that they modified and I put tape on the metal to soften it, to give it a softer material. Just a piece of fucking clear duct tape. So it's not like super thin tape, but it's not like super soft tape, just to give it a change. And I actually heard a change. These are the sort of little changes that fucking with a headphone can do. Now, my original, there's giant hole, giant hole. The original hole that they punched to make more bass in the Mark II was 2 millimeters across. That's why I brought this, because it was literally a hole that big. It's a 1.5 millimeter. I would love to just go here and go boop. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can actually stop myself from booping into the driver. Also, I'm having a damn hard time figuring out where the hole is. There's a hole there. There's a hole there. I might be better off trying to peel up the entirety of the paper and then putting it back down. Oh yeah, it's so thick. It's like fucking cardboard. Holy shit. This isn't even... This is very sharp and just keeps pointing at me. So. Oh yeah, there's just a hole. Yeah, we're gonna go back to you. So I guess if I wanted to say, wow, that is so thick. Just slab myself in the thing. I could always reapply this paper down. It doesn't even feel like this is a ventable material. Oh, I'm not gonna cut it off. I'm probably just gonna take some gray tack. Just a whittle bit. Put it on the paper here and just fold it back a little bit. I don't want it to double up the paper on another vent though, so that's another thing. I just don't want it to fold back over and while I'm testing. It's also being very much a bitch. So we've now got, so now it's a different chamber entirely. So now it's a round hole, but I could see the back of the driver. So that's way bigger than I wanted to go. I wanted to make a hole this big. I could always just fold this back over, apply a little bit of glue or anything I want to seal it, and then try. But I guess for now, peeling seems to be the way to go for reversibility. Once you poke a hole in the paper, you're pretty much fucked. But you could always unpeel it. Try not to cut it here. Also, I'm doing this with my lefty, and that's very annoying. Come on. So hopefully, all I want to do is add that extra 20% of sub bass I want back. I should probably get a heater on this too. If I heat this up. This is so thick. Jesus fucking Christ, it is so thick. It's like cardboard. Come on. There we go. Okay. I wonder if I could have peeled that back and left like the thin piece. Because opening it entirely is moderately stupid. There we go. Hope the camera's pointing in the right direction and it's recording. Oh, they use some sort of like black tape. Okay, I see it. Okay. We now have opened up a singular hole on the back of the both drivers. And guess what? Now we're going to put back together. And what I'll do is that going to be a bother? Should I do the same little blue tack thing or gray tack thing? Just to get this paper the fuck out of the way. Because I don't think there's another hole for a minute. Yeah, there's a hole there, then a hole there, then a... Where's my marker? I'm just going to massage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is there a hole under there? There is a hole under there. So hole number 8. So I'm going to take off the thing because we're doubling up over one of the holes and I don't want to risk doing that shit. One modification at a time. I'm going to be back inside this like a fucking... I wasn't, as you saw if you watched my previous video, I wasn't actually screwing these back together after a while. I would just put I put blue tack on the points. I'm just squeezing it, shoving the pads like on the top, listening, taking off, doing that multiple fucking times. But since we're starting fresh again, I guess I'll go back to... Yeah, we're good with that. I'll go back to reinstalling screws. I'll probably only do 2 because I'm going to be going back and forth inside of here for a while. And when I was doing it before, I was alternating which two, so that I wouldn't wear, I would do these two and then take it apart and then do these two and then take it apart and then put these two and then take it apart, so that I wouldn't wear out the holes. Ask your mom about wearing out holes. She knows all about that shit. Just a very gentle thing. Like, we're not putting a lot of stress in it. There's not going to be leaks. It's a pretty solid design as far as like what's going to line up. So there we go. There we go. All right. Also, the colors have just been varying wildly, but that happened in all the units. The Mark II here has a black top when the Mark I had this color, like the bluish top, and then I got a bluish top on this one and a black top on the other one, and they both came with black pads, even though the pads, as far as like I tried to close my eyes and feel if there's a difference, I think it's just color. But mentally, it's different. So it's like, this is different. Why would you make this different? I wanted the blue ones. I think they're just throwing together all these test units with scraps they have around the HarmonicDyne factory and just praying for the best. So I can't listen while on YouTube, so I'm going to just stop the camera now. Give this a good little cracking on, which the wire's there. And then we'll see what fuck we am. I forgot I was filming things and then went and did things. So, pause that for a sec. Welcome to the only amplifiers I purchased all with my own money 3 times. $400, $400, and $400. These are the 789 from THX from drop/mono price. Drop/mass drop, not mono price. I thought they were the be all end all. And legitimately, for the 11-month period of time from the time these came out before the A90 came out from Topping, they were the be-all end-all. To the point where I bought 3 because I needed them to compare multiple headphones. Buy 3 of them. They're so easy. I've actually got this set split and one set coming in fresh, all from the Shelly distribution DAC back there. So on the same DAC. I've got a couple different adapters on here because all the cables that I got for these headphones to test with are 4.4 and these don't have a 4.4. I brought a little cube of blue tack. I need to mark the marks. I need to write down Mark 1, Mark 2. I have a white paint marker. I'm not 100% sure. This is the 6. So we modified the 5. I could tell you this one I modified because it's got the bass. So the modification we just did, I should take this off the table so I don't fuck it up. The modification we just did worked in returning the bass for shit sure. Mark. Do I do Roman numerals? No, I didn't do Roman numerals for anything else. So there, we're just gonna do a nice 5. Mark 5. The problem with paint markers is it soaks into the fabric and eventually just disappears. Where else did I write? Oh, this one's missing a panel, and I don't know why, but I'm just going to put Mark 5 here. And Mark 5 there. I don't think it is too much bass at this very particular motion, but there's something else wrong, and I'm hoping that closing event might fix that. If not that, then I might just need a smaller hole, and we're going too far with the bass. Even though my original vision, which is sitting there in front of us with the Mark 1, actually, I can put it on and I knew it was my headphone. That's how I know they haven't gotten it perfect, because I put on the Mark 1 with my modifications in it. 6, and it was immediately like, oh, I love this headphone. This is my headphone. This is my headphone. Mark 6. What are you doing, Mark? Mark 6. All right, don't touch those for a second while they dry, or else you'll have just white paint hands. So, without touching the thingy, great, right there. Comparing back and forth, this is just softer and further away, double checking. It's also, we have a completely different driver, so I don't even know what the efficiencies are. If the ohms load has changed, if the actual driver efficiency is different. Certainly that paper on the back being thicker means that less is coming out. I'm wondering if I could ask them to just make the paper thinner or across the whole thing to let sort of like it breathe into the back chamber more. Oh yeah, this is like missing highs, which is not good because it's very hard to bring highs back using things behind the driver. Pads can do that. You know, stiffer pads, the harder surfaces can do it. But we're actually missing highs. Now, this is the completely 100% unmodified set of the new ones that have been breaking in. So... that's good. It's a long, continuous doots. All right, we haven't lost. I really should put the middle one is the goat, is the original. It's just so much more present. Like the problem is that this exists. If these were the only ones that ever existed, I'd be like, oh, it's pretty good. But I know it could be better. I know it could be better. All right, step one, take the goo. Take the blue goo. Rip me up some blue goo. We're going to take the unmodified. Because we obviously the treble hasn't changed from me removing the hole. I have to stop the camera again and just go back and forth. Because right now we've only got hole, no hole, and then my benchmark, which is the Mark 1 that's already modified. So my goal is to get as close to this as possible without fucking doing something that they're like, oh, we don't want to do that. We want to add foam. We want to change the... I don't know why they keep changing the drivers. I mean, yes, you're HarmonicDyne. This is what I was saying. I'm against technicians. They're like, oh, this is what he wants? We'll measure it. They probably did the modifications, measured it, and they're like, well, this driver will produce those measurements close enough. And it's not about the measurements. I'm always fighting measurements. Measurements don't tell you the story. They don't tell you the sound stage. They don't tell you where music's placed. It's just frequency response. And frequency response doesn't tell you everything. You could have the exact same measuring headphone and have them sound completely fucking different. Because one driver's got the driver 6 feet away in a fucking tube, but we've cranked up these frequencies to make it perfectly measure. You know, if I had a measurement rig and I just put a headphone on it and I measured it, and then I took another headphone and fucking destroyed it, hit it with baseball bats, and then moved drivers around and EQ tweaked it so that it could scream the exact same measurement as the previous headphones. You put your head in there, it probably sound like shit. All right, there's more to it. It fucking infuriates me. I know you have to measure. You're attempting to sort a goal. You need to measure to get to said goal. It's the scientific way to go about it. I'm fine with that. But at some point, it needs to be the feel. It's got to be the old school feel thing. So what I'm doing is I'm filling in this gap, because this was the big one on the last time I tuned this around. We'll just close this fucking thing, which I can easily do with blue tack. That doesn't affect that at all. Make sure it's actually sealed. Again, though, the problem with this is when they go to seal it, they're using metal plates, which is a lot harsher than this. Even though there is metal plate with holes in it, essentially, below this, the reflections off of a solid metal plate versus a perforated plate with a soft putty behind it, they're very different. Very, very different. All right, we're working that into the shaft. I also don't want to come out with a collaboration headphone and then have to be like, and if you really want them to sound good, you have to take them apart, add tape here. I want them to just be perfect. At least perfect for me. I mean, the whole point of it being a fucking thing is it's supposed to be mine. I don't care if you like it. I don't care if she likes it. I don't care if anybody likes it but me. I have to like it. And if you like it, because I like it, then we have the same taste. That's always been the goal. All right, I'm going to listen to the Mark 5 and Mark 6. I'll ignore the Mark 1s for a hot minute because I feel like they're going to be a distraction. Every time I put them on, it's going to be... We're actually pretty close as far as the angles of this go. For some reason, this one's up higher, even though it's on its own dedicated line from the deck. Medium, medium, medium gain. I forget what that switch does, but they're all in the same orientation. All right, back to listening, Burb. We're going to play the fuck it game. So, here's what I've done. I closed the Mark 6, which is the unaltered paper with the 3 things that were closed originally, just to see if maybe the ports alone would do the job. No. More intense treble and like bad treble. Like it's this I keep going back to the Mark 1, and I actually think the mid-range and treble are probably better on the new ones, the new driver. That said, I'm not able to control them yet. And what I think is happening is I think the paper on the back of the driver is just too thick. It's just got to be what it is. It's just overall, like, I got my soundstage back, or real close to it. By the way, you can stick the magnet on here and then keep your screws on there. I got my soundstage close enough back that I'm like, all right, cool. Let's diggy with this. But there's still something wrong. So I think what I'm going to do, and I don't know if I actually can do this. Oh, Jesus. Almost dropped it into the driver. That would have been very bad news bears. I think what I'm going to try to do is try to push the paper back down. And then we had that thin piece that curled up. I'm going to try to put that back over it and then remove that very thick layer of paper. Which I don't know if I will be able to do this. Because it adhered to itself, and this is a razor blade. So like this was like down, but if I keep peeling this, like look how thick this paper is. This paper is fucking massively thick. So that's what I want to do. I'm going to pretend I didn't put any hole in it. I can actually close that one up. I feel like we wouldn't lose much if I close one hole up. This one's worse off as far as repairing that. But I'm just going to peel the paper off. But I'm pretty much fucked now. Like there's no going back. That hole's going to be ruined. This hole's, it's there, but not really. And that's going in to the point where it might actually hit the driver. So I got to peel that up a bit. That one's not as damaged as this one. This one's way worse off. What I can do, if we go back to the blue tack, gray tack method, I'm not going to try to seal over the entire hole. I'm just going to make like a little flap, like a little thin flap. Just like, hey, you know what? Let's just pretend that this hole was never damaged. It's good. It actually likes to stick to my finger more than it does the hole, which is not helping a great deal in making this easy. A little more than that. I still want to know why there's so many contacts in this goddamn... Are those different resistors levels? If I swapped... Like, these two look like they're bridged, but I don't know what the fuck that is. What's that third one? Get off my finger, you prick. Stick to the plastic. Alright. Just a flizzy flip flap. Just a flizzy little fliz flap. Just a little fliz floop. Just to close up the boo-boo hole we made. We made a boo-boo hole. Who made a boo-boo hole? You did. Zeos did. So now what I've done is there's still paper over everything. It's just, I'd say 1/4. Like this is just... I just tried to suck through it. There's almost no air movement. This could absolutely ruin it, by the way. I may have just brought us into the already ruined a set to the point of no return territory now. Actually, I should play it before I close it. Hear if that's hitting. I don't think it's hitting. So now, what I need to do... I don't think it's hitting anything. Now what's got to be done is all I could do is change ports, which I could do the same to this. I can close less ports. Like if there's more bass being thrown out of the back side of the driver, which way did I have it before? This way, so now we'll go this way. Does that mean... Pause that before fucking copyright infringement. Oh, you were playing a headphone at 1 decibel. Oh, my poor baby girl. If it's a photo, I'm gonna have to, It is. I'll be back. She's drunk at a party. Alright, first song, literal second song. Immense soundstage. Like huge, like maybe better than the Mark 1s. God, the Mark 1s sound so good. Mark 1s have definitely clearer treble. Oh, it's like muted. Oh, I hate it. I hate that. It's like 5 steps forward, 75 steps back, and then you take a sideways train. You gotta get on the A train. I'm not gonna be able to get the fucking treble back. No matter what I do, I'm never gonna get the treble back. Let's peel off this. We'll go with an open port on top, in case that's holding it back for some reason. I don't know why this would affect the treble, but I don't know why it fixed it last time. It was more of a phasing issue from bouncing into a plate of glass. Soundstage is fucking gorgeous, though. Definitely better. Like, that's just so much better. So much better without that paper. Or with less paper. I don't want to go back to the Mark 1s again. I could just tell I'm gonna. Wait. See, it's the same as before. The way they went from the Mark 1 to the Mark 2 is like, oh, we poked this little tiny hole for bass. And then I started modifying the Mark 1 against the Mark 2, a little bigger hole, a little bit bigger hole, a little bit bigger hole. And then I said, fuck it, and didn't rip one massive hole. I ripped 2 massive holes. And it went from adding bass to doing something else. Taking that paper off changed more than just the bass amount. There's soundstage. The driver can breathe. It can move freely now. It's less controlled, but it's just freer. I could tell I've unburdened the driver. If I go back, I will just put all these fucking things back up to where they fucking were. Oh no, no. I absolutely would not live with the 6s now. But actually, you see, that's a little bit too sharp now. Ooh, you know what? All right, so hold on. Golden Sound had one complaint about the ERIS when I brought him to London. He's like, ooh, there's a spike at 6K. He could just tell. He's a human fucking measuring machine. And I could feel it in this track. But slightly reduced treble here may not be the worst thing that's ever happened. But man, did that fix a whole lot of the other problems I have with the port unplugged. It's not shaking the house right now, though, with Nero, must be the feeling. There's still bass. All right, you know what? Let's go back in. Let's completely uncover that one hole that I covered so that we get the best of both worlds, maybe? We'll get the extended bass of opening a fucking port and the better sound stage of ripping off 2/3 of the goddamn paper covering it. It's too fucking thick, man. Like, Jesus Christ. What was their goal? Hashtag, what was your goal? All right. Does that have any paper in it? No. I guess gray. Just plop it in gray over there. I'm just gonna peel this back. I'm gonna try not to remove the paper still. Just let it breathe. And do the same on this side. I love the wires in here. They've never used different wires. This could just be because these are the test benches and they need to solder them by hand, that they're these huge wires. But if they stay like that, that's pretty fucking sweet. These are like 18 gauge fucking cable. All right, so that's all I've changed now. We're going back again. Probably put this in the correct direction. I love how the center of this is gold, though. Like, if I have to complain that I lost my blue driver, I'm gonna fucking rally behind the pretty gold drivers now in it. Must be the feeling. I'm pausing on that song. Did I pause that song? Yeah, okay. I want to try to stick to songs and get this done as quickly as possible and back of my head as fast as humanly possible. Ideally, if I was in a factory in China, I would say line up a dozen of these fucks and a dozen amplifiers with all the same source, and I'll make modifications and go down the line, spend 30 seconds with each one, then go back and forth, 4 and 5, 4 and 5, 12 and 1, and then start eliminating ones, and then The way I would design headphones, it would be brutal. I'd have 6 engineers, and they'd all be screaming, yes, sir, yes, sir, sir, yes, sir. Another martini, sir. I would want martinis, actually. Shaken or stirred. Get that fucking gin, man. I can't do the gin. Oh, that's it going down the drain. Like, I hear water dripping behind me. Never, ever a good... No, not in this basement. Water dripping behind me, bad. Water dripping anywhere, bad. Like, that is the guest shower. There. Literally just above the table of to-do stuff. And that's the scariest fucking place for there to be a shower. So, I tend to keep a good ear open. Okay. And what I like to do is I like to lower it. Again, I'm just pulling and checking. I should just memorize which one. Kill those. I'm going to raise it. I feel like the bass has improved. And I definitely feel like we've increased the sound stage. I gotta say treble quality doesn't sound as good as the old one. As the OG one. The other one is over there on the table. The Mark Murder Ball. This is the 3 or the 4? 4. This might be the one. See, it still had the blue drivers, though. They said they changed the drivers. You know what? Let's take... So I have the Marks 1 and 2 here. These are the ones that I know are great. That I modified, that I just wish would show up in the mail. All right, we're going to send the test samples. I'm like, great. This is it. This is the one. This is going to pay my mortgage for a year because they're so good. And then they show up and they're not. That's another thing. Is like, this is my bottom line here. Yes, I want to make money with a thing that is great. I don't want to make money on a thing that is mediocre. Rinko are fucking great. JoJo are fucking great. Things are great. I like when things are great. Great things sell because they're great. I will continue to live in this house and eat good food because I make a great thing. Strangely not hating this as much. Oh man, did I get the bass response back on this one. What was wrong with the 4? Now I'm concerned. Is like, well, okay, do I like the 4s more than the 5 and 6? Because that would be horrendous. What I need is more amps. More amps and more cables. So I could have just infinitely... Again, I'm going to have the 12. Because somewhere in the house is a Mark III. And then I could take the original Athena out, just throw that in there so I'd have 7 of them. I mean, I could just plug the original headphone into... Well, no. Yes. Or this is which is running. Or the Ch-Amp. I have the Ch-Amp running. I don't know even why I just pulled the Mark IV out. The Mark IV is not even a consideration. What I can do with the Mark IV, I can steal the plates out of it to close up things more permanently. Actually, I wonder if the metal plates acting as reflectors would increase the treble. That sounded like the worst fucking solution that anyone's ever come up with for anything. What, your treble's wrong? Put a metal plate in there. Let it smash off that. It'll probably be great. Like, yet I'm thinking it. All right, I'm going back to listening. I'm going to give this another 20 minutes. I'm starting to get sweaty down here. I'm like, I'm aggravated, and I'm like, just why? And I haven't modified the Mark VI in any permanent way. I've modified the Mark V permanently. I want to keep futzing around with this until I'm satisfied that I can't. If I've gone too far, I can go back here and start again. But then I'll have no point of reference to what it originally sounded like. Because I actually was enjoying sort of the Mark V and 6 straight out of the box. But it wasn't my sound. It wasn't the sound stage. This helped a great deal. I'm gonna go back to listen to all the things. I'll be back. So I'm removing this little bit of fabric here because this was removed when I asked for the Mark 1 to Mark 2. They took this off. I'm starting to like it. I'm starting to like it. Like opera, like really, like we got the soundstage back, which is the biggest fucking hassle. Also, I took the blue pads off the Mark IV because I don't fucking need them. I swear to God, there's a difference. I'd swear to anybody you want that there's a density difference or something. It's just the feel of them on my head is different, which is the most telling thing. Whether it's because it's the brand new pads feel softer. These actually feel stiffer, these blue bastards. And I want them in blue. And the fact that they're sending them in fucking mixed is like, why would you do that to me? So I'm going to try it now without those covering the driver, the gold. You could see the gold now. Gold. It's so gold. We're going to give that opera another chance. I just a little bit more sparkle to the highs. Just a little. I don't want to ask them for more sparkle to the highs because I know what'll happen. It'll be 6 more weeks. I'll miss the fucking holiday season, which we're getting close to fucking anyway. Even if this was like perfect, I don't know if I could approve it until I've gotten like the final. I would love to get it for the holiday, but fuck it. Maybe we'll just drip it out over the summer. Let's see what that. Also, I plugged it into the VMV because mentally, this is old tech, and I just got to know that $1,000 fucking VMV player will. Oh, that might have done it. That tenor was not like clipping my brain until just now. These little fucking things might have. Actually, I could use these over the ports inside if I want to do it. I think what I'm going to end up doing also, and I was going to go in there and do it, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just stop. There's no going back. We could go forward, but there's no going back. We have a second set, but there's no going back. I was going to open up a second hole. I was going to listen to my own advice and be like, well, yeah, I tore off all this paper, and then I opened up one hole. Now I got to open up another hole. Just keep opening holes. You're going to have to open at least one for low end, but I was claiming these as being the most bassy IEM on the market. That's what the Mark 1s and Mark 2s sound like to me. And these will not sound like that unless I open another hole. The question is that going to hurt things more? Oh, there's a brilliance there now. Ooh. Birdman soundtrack. Strut Part 1. Very, very light. Just cymbals. Just. Oh, yeah, there's the bass. These are salvageable. I put on the tube hybrid also. It's tried there. And I put on the TA26. Ooh. This got a nice little smack now. Now we got a little bit of smack on that ass. We're smacking that ass a little bit. Back to the Mark IVs with the black pads. Just. I don't hate this either. Oh, the treble is so right. It sounds like the drivers in the Mark 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s are so much closer to your ears. Like you're getting the sound, but then it has the sound stage. The Mark 5 and 6s, they just sound. They sound initially farther apart, farther away, but stuffier somehow. Like this fixed the stuffiness for shit, sure. But there's still this distance that I'm trying to get back this like treble detail that happens only from bringing a driver from there to here. No one's gonna miss it if no one knew what they're missing. It's just me. It's a matter of me not harking back on that. I don't know if I'm like, I literally got to ask her, like, can I get any of the previous revisions of driver? Or is it just going to be new driver? Oh, that old driver? No. We shut the machines down. They burned the factory down. Like, can I go back to this? If I can't, because there's no reason they couldn't go back to it. Those are the only two in existence with that driver. Then they have the Mark III and 4, which are the same looking driver, sound completely different. And then now the 5 and 6 are a completely different driver, like not even the same colors and different magnet structures. So where are we going with this? Are they pulling them out of a bin? Is HarmonicDyne just buying shit from a Chinese factory and like, let's try this one. Because it's like, it was just simple. Just go back to that first one. It would just be go back to that first one, and I wouldn't have to be sitting here doing this. I do enjoy it, though. I just wish I had, like, final say. Like, I was the king of the factory and just, like, build this now. Like, people would buy this. Weight is right now, this would sell. It's smooth and wide. I just want more detail. I want... It doesn't have... It's got treble, though. It's got, like, the sounds like chee are happening. I just know if I put back on a Mark 1 or Mark 2, I'm just gonna be like, oh, it sounds 35%, you know, clearer in the treble. And I don't want to lose that. They sound dull. Like a dulled pencil. It's a nice pencil. And you could draw art with it. Like this. From the Hana OST. Would be murderous. Huh. Obviously that's super deadened. And this sounds like it's a foot closer to my body. And it's just like getting up in my eyeballs. Alright, I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna grab another 3.5 millimeter. What do we got? We got an extra port there, so we can go balanced. Do I have a balanced 3.5? Do I have a balance? Anybody going once? Going twice? Just going. Alright, let me go look for cables. Alright. Tube hybrids works. Tubes work. I'm testing on a portable now. I grab the wish in the well. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. But we gotta know. You and me, we all gotta know what happens if I open up a second hole. Big bad girl. Show me what you want of me. So, take the blue pads off. I could also consider myself doing something with this. I didn't do it on the last set. I tried putting tape over it because there's 9 holes here, I think. And that made it actually way worse. I don't think that's going to help us with anything. That would actually just tone things down. We don't want to tone things down. We want to tone things up. No, up, up. I'm screaming that scene from The Crash from Interstellar. Not down, need more power. We got to go up. And then he crashed. He was screaming. He knew how to fly the plane, knew what it was capable of. I haven't seen Interstellar in a hot minute. Okay, so. Let's just see if I could fingernail this off. I'm just going to open up a second hole on the opposite side. That's it. Put her back. We're just probing. Like the bullet farmer from the bullet farm. We are just probing. We're trying to see what's the limitations. When you're adjusting a television's color, do you take the remote and go from 50 to 45? Or do you do like I do and take the remote and go to 0 and then 100 and then go back to 50 and see what's going on? I gotta know. I gotta know where we can go. How far? Will it turn black and white? Will it explode the fucking pixels out of the screen with color? I think I'm doing it in the same holes. Oh well. We're now same hole Charlie. That's what our name is. That'll be a weird nickname. Try to explain that shit. Them, that's same hole Charlie. Always puts it in the same hole every day. People are like, I don't know, is that bad? Is that good? Yeah, I just they're making this not easy, but I'm getting used to it. It's like, again, like I said, this is a DMS that spent $20,000, and I didn't even know DMS had $20,000 to spend. But he sold a bunch of shit. See, he's in the mindset of sell something. You know how many cars DMS has had? Like 45 cars. Not because he's a Jay Leno, because he's bought a car, and in Tennessee, where he grew up and where he lived for the longest time, you could just sell it out DMV. So he would just buy it, sell it. Buy it, I don't like this car, sell it. Buy another car, sell it. You don't have to pay tax on it at all. You didn't lose that shit. You just buy and sell it. So he just had 45 different cars and he just picked the one you like. And that's why he needs to a $20,000 thing. He just sells things. Just buy a thing, sell this other thing, sell this other thing to buy a thing, sell a thing. I wish I had that mentality. I try to keep, not that I'm a hoarder or anything, but like, if everything disappeared right now and just turned into the actual value of it, like what it would go for on eBay if you could calculate it out with an algorithm, and I had the money, just a big wad of money, or I could have the stuff back, I'd keep the money. But the act of selling it hurts too much. Like I sell things in yard sales because I either have multiple of the same thing, they're a mild disappointment, or they're too big to keep in the house. I'll sell speakers and subwoofers and shit. I also got a mark. Where's the marker? Where's the marker? One of the things I'm gonna end up, well here, I'm gonna fill in the R on the side, but I'm also gonna just put it right here on the back. R and L, right there, because that's where I'm looking. I don't have to glance on the fucking side, and this wire, I put a periapt cable on the OG here, and it's got a big red fucking thing there. You know what that big red thing means? Right. It means that Zeos is right about everything. That's what it means. Where the fuck are we? Back in this still. Okay. So we should have, I'm going to lower the volume, more bass. Or more soundstage. Doesn't sound terrible so far. It's just vocals. 69 out of 100. Yeah. Whoa. All right. There's some low end. Wow. Did we fix the treble? See, I'm getting used to it. And when that's one of the big problems, like wearing blue blockers. Like you get used to it. If you came into my house and you took all my music, and every night when I went to sleep, you degraded it a little bit, 3%, I'd never know. I'd have to pull out an old player that you didn't get a chance to degrade the files on and be like, wow, this sounds so much better. And then I go back. It would just, if things happen slowly enough, you're never going to notice it. That's why I do fast switch things. I think we might be there. We may have, we might be there. We might actually. It's Full Metal Alchemist. Oh my God. Please go watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Also, you know what I'm noticing is this is a much lighter clamp than like the Mark 1s. Oh yeah, these feel just fucking heavy. These feel substantial. I have to weigh these headphones. How do they make them lighter? I mean, that one's missing a panel, but they don't look any different other than I'm mentally fucking making it weigh less. She gets warmer and more forward on the hybrid tube. Vocals are real easy to hear differences on tubes. I don't even know what the fuck's happening on tubes. There's like a reverb on her voice now. You know what though? If you want to sell headphones, you make a headphone that does different shit on tubes, guaranteed to sell like 30% more headphones. Tube people are crazy. Tube people will buy like $1,500 in tubes, so like a $250 headphones, they'll be like, when it works in tubes, I'll add it to my collection. I should get the big mega switch box out and go tube amp hybrid tube solid state. Although this is a solid state with a ROM DAC. Found out this is a ROM DAC. It's the D2R. It's not not an R2R, but it's a ROM DAC, which is just as fucking amazing. Like the big X2O. How long will I slide? Now this song's recorded for Lee. So if it sounds crap, that's fine. Put my life into a photograph. Sorry, this is the second channel I'm allowed to sing here. Now, if you want a contrast, faster. Jesus. What a difference. Do you mind? I gotta take it on your other side. Your other side. I changed. It's just, I could just tell there's just this little bit of treble that's missing. Just, I just want to. We're so close. I will accept the loss of treble if I have the soundstage of the bass that I want. That's just the way it's going to be. It's just, I could argue with them again and be like, look, could you put the original, I'm going to ask one more time. Just one more time. Put the original driver back with the original thing. Even if it's got flaws in it, I'm okay with those flaws. It's my collab. They have to sell, but we ain't going to sell nothing if I don't like it. Because I'm just going to be like, no. Would I actually turn down the collab is the real question. It's morally, it's like, if I'm not proud of a product, why the fuck would I put my name on it? I've already got the quote for the box, which doesn't make any sense if these aren't the bassiest fucking headphones, which, by the way, we need to, they're close in bass again, at least. Yeah, the 3 holes. Wait. Pink Floyd, Lost for Words. All right, I'm enjoying these. I'm enjoying them. Ooh, the Dread soundtrack is down there. Down, down, I say. Oh, this is a Dread soundtrack. I paused it. It's the lame Dread soundtrack. Give me the mean one. Put it on default. If y'all haven't seen Dredd, fucking go. Not the 1995 Judge Dredd. You should see that anyway, because it's Stallone. Oh, the soundstage is so good. Thank God. Because if it was stuffy sounding, this is over. Ripping that paper off is like the most Zeos mod you could do. The Dread soundtrack actually kind of sounds like Half-Life 2. Ooh. You know what? I got to check with another headphone. Just a reference headphone of a headphone I like. No, not Meze 109s, for the love of God. 300 Tigers, not a bad choice. I think they're here, though. Where are they? Are they here? Where the fuck are the Fios? Could have sworn I had the. Oh, they're there. No, they're. Oh, they're. Are you fucking kidding me? Here's the Zeus Elite. Oh God. Yep, they're just sort of sitting there. Interesting. Are these the same pads? These feel like more memory foamy. Maybe they are the same pads. They're the same design with the perforations. I'll put this on my head. Hold on. See, I did white and then colors on it. They feel roughly the same. I should open this up and see what the fuck they're doing in this. What's drivers in this, you bastards? And it's got a slightly off-center angled thing. It's what I'm missing. Which one am I not testing again? Mark 4s can go away. We don't need you anymore. Sorry, Mark 4s. Ah. See, this is a sort of premium feature. Actually, I don't want this, but... So my original design at the end of the 2-hour video that you may or may not have watched, I realized that I put them on backwards the last 10 minutes of testing. The Marks 1 and Marks 2 that I did. And I put them on backwards, and I'm like, God, these are so soundstagey and amazing. And then I realized they were backwards. And then I turned them right way, and it's like, all right, they're a little bit less soundstaging and a little less little more detailed. And then I just came to the conclusion that since this wire is on an angle and in the back slightly, which is honestly better, but since these came out straight, and since you could wire them backwards and it didn't affect the look at all, you could wire the right into the left and left into the right, wear them backwards so that the driver is offset instead of in front of you or slightly behind it. And on the Marks 1 and Mark 2, it worked. It literally went to a slightly wider soundstage and slightly relaxed treble. And I was okay with that. And you know what? It cost you $0 and it would have been a fucking feature. Reversible design. 2 tunings in one. I could see the fucking bullet points. Now, I tried this, probably not on camera. I tried it with the Mark 5s, I think. And I actually thought I lost my hearing in one ear. Like, I was like, I switched it to mono? Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna have to really double check. Anyway, let's ruin everything because I'm about to put the fucking Elites on. If my headphone's not better than the Elites, why would I even use it? Like, that's the real question. Lower that so I don't get copyright claimed. And it's nice to know I'll have better bass than the Elites. Probably not better treble though. God, the Elites are good. They're just buried on the table behind me. Fuck. Like, why would I not? But it's not a piss jug. For those of you who are like, look, I see Zeos' piss jug. Unless I'm drinking it. Mmm. All right, there's very subtle little like noises. I want to see if I can gather the same amount. Oh, wait. Well, it's just listening now. This is just listening. Wait. I can't hear those sounds. Okay. Definitely a more oppressive bass, which is what I want. I want to oppress people. I want to be the dictator of bass. I want to dictate your bass, motherfucker. Dun 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 dun. I wonder if they keep... You know what? Do you think they keep fucking with my tuning because it's starting to sound too much like their Elites? But with better bass response? There's more soundstage on this headphone now than there is on the Elites. That is all very good knowledge, by the way. I mean, the Dread soundtrack is the soundtrack to test all this shit with. For just like if you like just want knocking sounds, this is your bass test. All electronic, just like they slow down the start of a boat. Honestly, the bass isn't getting much different on these 3 sections of amplifier, which I guess is a good thing. What's on this? Oh, God. I thought it was scratched. I'm like, the unit hasn't even been reviewed yet. Where the fuck's your switch? Fuck back power switches, by the way. Fuck them in their ass. That actually hurt my fucking neck. Because I don't think I could reach through there. Like, oh, I hyperextended. It's one of those, oh, just leave it on all the time. Well, you know what? No. Let's see if the Art Aquila 3... I keep slamming that into the glass. I'm so sorry, fucking Solaris. Ooh. How does this have more bass? It's double clock, head amp, AS. I haven't reviewed that yet. I've only been using it just to put on the... Ooh. That's like ridiculous. That isn't even going to come across on the camera. That's not even music. They're just like, oh, this person is filming in like a mining quarry and there's a machine drilling. All right, we gotta go back to shuffle. I gotta get the fuck off the Dread soundtrack. Sweet Rocket League. All right. This is basically what tuning is. Is fuck with it and then stop and spend an hour or two with it. Spend a day or two with it. And then go around and fuck with it again. Now, see, here's the thing. Now I have this one right here, which isn't fucked with. And I could still play with this. I could still cover some ports. If we wanted to steal some blue tack, hold on. We could try to do this. Just the giggles, the shits and giggles. We don't have to be very accurate with it because it's at the bottom. We don't have any mechanicals like folding over it. Let's do that. I'll steal some of this back because I don't have enough of it to do every hole. I can't do every hole. We're just gonna close here. The 4 at the bottom. Just see. That's a percentage of port that you're changing. Maybe the ones at the bottom make a difference now instead of the one on the top. I don't know. That's the thing. It's like when I did the Deconi, when Deconi sponsored that video and I did every Beyerdynamic headphone with every Beyerdynamic pad and I charged them $500. I'm an idiot. That was a $2,500 to $3,000 fucking video it should have been. Because it took me days. Because it wasn't like, oh, this pad guarantees adds more bass and more treble to all these headphones. It didn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. You don't know what the fuck's gonna work until you try it. That's why people are bad at things. They think they can predict, and they think that measurements will tell them, and they think that they know because of... Did that make the bass punchier? That... you know what? I gotta get off this amp. This amp is doing weird, great things.
Good morning, sire. Good morning, Zazu.
Zazu.
With the morning report, fire away. Chimps are going ape, giraffes remain above it all. Elephants remember that.
A little bit harshness on his vocals. And I should make a playlist. I should make a folder because these songs are all on locally on the machine because my NAS is still down. I ordered the parts for tonight. I should make a playlist and I should rename the files to what I'm hearing instead of like James Earl Jones and Jeffrey blah 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 blah. It should be like harsh vocals. Yeah, harsh-ish vocals.
Crocodiles are snapping up fresh waters from the banks. So interested in my
Trying to make noise over the sound. Oh my god. That is very clear. I don't think I'm beating the elites in clarity. See, this is good music because it's completely off the fucking chains. It's just people singing and screaming and it's show tunes. But you know what? I'm hearing that same annoyance in the voice in this. And this is an established... I'm too in the headspace of the fucking ERIS. I need to get out. You need to come up to a different headphone, a headphone you know you like. I know I like this one. I know everyone likes this one. I need one more headphone to pull off the fucking wall to be like, all right, now this is my other one that I'm going to go back to. Like palette cleanser. If I can do 90% as good as the fucking Zeus Elite and be better bass and semi-closed, semi-open, I'll fucking put it on the market. That's all I want. I'm going to leave this on here. If I close, because there's more holes here and here, and there's big ones here, and they're hard to get to. I don't know. I'd have to probably close those from the inside. I feel like the ports aren't doing as much as they did last time. But now that I've opened the paper up, I'm letting more air fly into that chamber, so the ports should be doing something now. I just haven't. I've only played with the top ones. Because remember, the originals 2 and 3, or 1 and 2 here, came with the metal already installed there and there. So they knew that their new driver needed less space. Just 2 out of 7. There's 7 fucking holes. I closed the top hole, so I made a 3rd hole close, but it was the biggest hole. And it changed there was a weird, like, nasally stuffiness to it. It sounded out of phase. It was all fucked up, and closing that port fixed that. I'm not getting that sound at all with this new driver in even the stock configuration. So I don't know how it's going to interact with ports. It's just mildly fucking difficult to keep closing ports with blue tack. Let's close one more port. Because fuck it. There we go. Let's get that nice wad in there. Get that wad. And it's not like I literally ordered a 12-pack of blue tack. I have one in every car. I've got one in every drawer upstairs. I'm pretty sure if I, you know what, maybe I think if I open this drawer, there'll be a thing of blue tack in here. What do you think? Wow, Zeos, you suck. You failed. I could have sworn I had a thing of blue tack. I'm the worst. I'm not even a reviewer at this point. Take away my badge. Let's go back. There. Ooh, I think the voice got worse. Maybe. Because now it's like you've got to remember how annoying that voice was. Or maybe it wasn't the vocals that changed. Maybe it's like the treble changed. Maybe the positioning changed. What changed? You got to just switch, play. Now, the good part is I could literally peel off blue tack while listening. I just wouldn't do it while recording the camera because I'm not paying attention. When I stop the camera, I just sit here and next track and listen and to next track. So you're not missing out. So let me help you not miss out. So the most telling failure of the... Yes, they won the best couples costume. Yes! Exclamation mark. They're not a couple. They're 2 girls. But they could be a couple. I don't know. I'm not judging. The point is, Jefferson Airplane White Rabbit from the Fear and Loathing has a scene from the movie in it where Benicio del Toro is in a bathtub. And I put on the Elites. And I listened to that scene because it plays in the song and it plays in FLAC. And you could hear the water splashing, like just perfect. And then you put these on and there's no detail to the water splashing. Like there's the sound of kind of like maybe there's water playing, but it's not like that you're there. So these are definitely inferior. Oh, by the way, also, hold on, wait, let me actually put them on my head now.
We won. 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 We won.
I don't know even what to do with that. Welcome to the second channel.
Well, I'm glad you're safe.
We're waiting to win a costume contest.
Now imagine if you were both riding dogs. God, if you were both. Did it sound like I didn't say those words? What the fuck is wrong with it? I moved the... I was wearing them backwards because it's free to just wear them backwards. Like it doesn't matter if the channels are backwards, just put them on backwards. Just to see what the difference is with moving the drive around. And because I had... They're deaf. So yes, I had it backwards and I had the blue tack on the back side. So when I wore them backwards, it was on the front side. I'm like, oh, I might be improving the detail a little bit. And so I moved the goop to the front 2. So these are now the front 2 is the left side here. So I don't think that's doing enough to make me warrant like keeping that. Like, oh, that's a thing. So I'm actually gonna. I didn't complete the cycle because I didn't have enough blue tack. I ran out to do the bottom ones. I was quite liberal with the amount I put on these holes. Very liberal. All my liberal holes. That's got to be a porno. If that's not a porno, someone please make a porno called All My Liberal Holes. I think you already know the plot of it. Like, don't even question it. All right, so I'm just gonna close up because I don't want to be the piece of shit either. That's like, oh, I modified the headphones. You got to close 7 ports and you got to add 3 different types of paper. And you got to like, they're never gonna do that. I want to try to make this as easy for the factory in China that doesn't speak English as possible. But it's fucking HarmonicDyne. All right. Again, I respect them. So now I've got the entire front third, boom, 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 closed. Straighten the pads out. Yeah. That Fear and Loathing one, man, that irked me. Because that was an actual, like, I went back and forth like 6 times. Hear the water, don't hear the water.
You better pray to God there's some Dorothy in that bag. Otherwise you're in bad fucking trouble.
And I'm on $1,000, $2,000 stack here, and this is coming out of an old fucking 789. So unless the 789 is just so much better at detail retrieval, maybe that's what it is. That's why I'm hearing them. Ah, no, it's all gone to shit. Back, there we go. I kind of hear the
Ready?
oh my god, it's night and day. It's 50% more detail retrieval on the elites. I'm gonna have to try out one of the OGs. I have to try one of the Mark IIs for this scene. I haven't done it yet. I've been trying to avoid going back for depression reasons. What can I plug you into? I guess you go into the $1,000 setup now. Do some more right. Nah, the water's clearer in this, but it's positioned weird. It's like centralized. Where in both the Elite and the ERIS Mark V, it sounds very wide. It's like the water is out here. Here it's like the water is here. Even though this should be the most soundstagey of the fucking pricks. Ooh. This is Weird Al, the plumbing song, and it starts out. Like that annoying announcer voice is harsh. So that was Mark 1's. Let's see how it sounds on this. Okay, definitely still harsh. Oof, God. That's a thing. It's okay if you find something wrong with the song and it stays consistent across your test bench. That wasn't annoying. There's the problem. That literally didn't bother me. The voice was harsh on the Mark 1s, harsh on the Elites, not harsh here. So you want to call that a benefit? I'll put that on the bullet point as like removes harmful treble apparitions.
Fixes plumbing problems in a flash, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Jesus, though, man, that song explodes. It's a bop, too. I think as long as I can dance with these headphones, whatever their final iteration is, as long as I can dance to it. Do I close the top again? Just do fuck it. Just leave 3. Just be a prick about it. I'll use the white shit. Even though you know what? Yeah, no, the white shit will work fine. I haven't used the white shit. We'll give the white shit a try. It's not as malleable as the blue stuff. So I'm going to have to lay it down. There we go. I also don't want to I don't want to push in so hard that it breaks the fucking metal grill. Oh yeah, this stuff is like, this is real hard to manipulate. So get in the crevasse. Your crab ass. Don't you hate when you can't get it into the crab ass? Go ahead, pasta one her. Ow. Remember when I said I was going to stop in a half hour? Yeah, it's been that half hour. In case you're wondering what the date is, today's the day Chandler died from Friends. Apparently drowned, which is weird. And then my sister's like, and he was doing so well after his recovery. I'm like, recovering from what? What was his problem? See, now I kind of hope it doesn't sound good, because then I'm going to have to tell them again, please close 4 fucking ports on your semi-open headphone. I'm also on a tube. I got to be a little bit more. Wait. Back to Jefferson Airplane, White Rabbit. I don't think it's adding detail. What is it doing? I don't know if I hate what I just did or absolutely love it. Here's what I'm gonna do. Stop. You're off. You off. I'll leave you on. Because you're a pain in the dick. Actually, I want to listen to that for another second. But I'm gonna take the portable. I'm gonna wear these upstairs, and I'm just gonna go clean my kitchen because I can't be just here anymore. I can't be here anymore. I'm just. Why does it sound so different on this? Dude, what is this Dart Aquila 3 fucking doing? Because I got the Dart Aquila 2 over there. I've had it. I may have to DAC that out into something to see if it makes a... What is happening? Shit, I might like it with this fucking mod. Fuck. I'll be back.
Your head, like, doing this shit.
So everyone, hi, welcome back to the video. I haven't encoded it yet, so I'm adding this to the end. Alex is here from Cedia, and I've got him assessing the hopefully future ERISs, and his specific statement was to me, well, they fucked you when they sent you this last revision. And then I did that work to it to try to make it. I did the Mark. There's the Mark 6. That's what they sent me. And then that's what I did. And then this is the Mark 2, which is the original one that I tuned, that I love, and brought to UK and everything. I was so happy, and I can't get to. So now he's just listening.
If I had to pick one right now, the MK2.
Yeah, the original one, which is the one I want to just put the driver back in. Just put the driver back in.
You kind of get everything with it.
Yeah, you get the highs, you get the bass, you get the soundstage.
Soundstage, clarity, the rooms opens up, you get that low
Please
end
put the driver back. Put the blue driver with the original tuning back in. I'll send it to them if they can't figure it out.
This MK5 is so dry that it's almost dead.
Well, that's me. This is the one I tried to tune to this, but I couldn't get it. That's as close as I got it.
Yeah, this is a whole other animal. This is like premium, and this is like low end.
Yeah, it's just it's the best I could do with what I got. So this whole video is about me making a dry dead headphone.
This one's very interesting though, because this one's leaner. It's leaner than this. It's a little more closed in, but it's not bad. It's just a good headphone. Where this is like an exceptional headphone.
That's what I want. I want the exceptional headphone. The ones they sent me this last batch, I really like the way the driver sounds. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
For what I want. It's a good headphone. It's better than the fucking... Actually, I got the original ones over here.
This would be a very specific...
Do I have the original one over here? Where's the original? Where's the OG? Not the orgy. The OG. Shit, I don't know where the Athena is. I don't listen to that. Anyway, we're going to come back. I'll make a decision. They told me... Oh, by the way, I emailed Linsol, and Linsol told me, oh, they say they could fix what I want with a pad change. And I'm just like...
Oh my gosh. I keep going back to these. Like, I just want to keep wearing them And every time I go to these, I just want to put these back on because all the magic is here.
Mark IIs are the Magic. The original ones that I tuned that I made that first video was the Magic. And they just, I even have to send them to China. This is what I fucking want. They have it, obviously. They're trying to measure it and make the things I meant. What I did is they probably did my tune in China. And then they're like, they measure it and we could do this with just a different driver. It's like, no, I did it already. Just do the thing I said with my thing.
Get back to basics, man. Get back to
It's just them. It's just China. It's just yelling at China. Please, HarmonicDyne. I love you as a company. You have shit all over. You litter my walls. Please.